Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working step by step through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you. If you go to my website, if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll also find a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials there, and you can access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam, and also how to make the best use of the time when you're actually in the exam room on the day working through your exam paper. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really fab, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. And so now we're going to complete this third paper. So we're going to be looking at question 5 first of all on paper C. So turn with me to page 20 and we'll have a look at this question here. And so I suggest that you have your circle of fifths to hand, so you already know your major and minor keys straight away. If you're not sure how to do that, you can find out in the circle of fifths video that I've done, and you'll find the link for that in the description below. So question 5 is a transposition question. It's quite a chunky question. It takes a bit of thinking about, and so we just take it a step at a time, so that you don't get confused. Just deal with it a step at a time and it's easily done. So we're writing a passage a fifth lower. We need to transpose it down a perfect fifth. We don't use a key signature. Horns don't use key signatures actually in orchestral parts, just one of the formats of orchestral music. So we don't need a key signature, but we need to put in the accidentals, and we need to bear in mind what the key signature will be. So we start off by looking at our original key. We've got no sharps or flats, and so we just presume we're in C major. It could be A minor or whatever, but just taking it from the starting point of the key signature, we're in a key signature of C major, and if we count down a fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that takes us to F major, which would mean we'd have a key signature of B flats. So we're going to have to bear that in mind. And so now let's just get all the nuts and bolts in and just keep everything all aligned. Get your bar lines aligned with there so you don't lose your place. Got enough to be thinking about without wondering which note we're on, so keep everything aligned. Then you won't get lost. I know they're giving you 2 lines, but we only need 1 because they've only used 1. And so we need to bear in mind that we would have a key signature of B flat. So as we count down in fives, every time we come to a B, we need to remember we need to be thinking of a B flat. So first of all, we just need to get the blobs 5 notes lower, 5 steps lower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 takes us to middle C. I'm not going to worry about stems or anything yet because they may have to change direction. So down a note takes us to B, and remember we should be thinking B flat, so that would now need a flat because there's no key signature doing that job for us. Down again takes us to an A. Now here this is an E flat, and so this needs to become A flat. As that's been flattened, so does this. And then we're going to go back up a third, so that should take us back to where we started. A little bit of a double check there. Then we're going to go up a fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up a step, up a step. Now this has been flattened, so this also needs to be lowered a semitone. This is lowered a semitone, so we'll do the same again. Flatten that. And then we've gone down 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 7. That should take us to there again. So I'll just double check that. 1, 3, 5, 7, yeah, that's right. Now this should be a B flat if we're applying a key signature. However, here the F has been raised by a sharp, so here the B flat that we're thinking of if the key signature is raised from a flat to a natural, so there's no need to flatten that, or alternatively you could put a natural in brackets just to show that you've followed that process of thought right through. So now we're going up a third, and then we're going 1 3 4 1 3 4, down a step, dot that, same note, down a step, up in step, same note but raised by a semitone, so that's sharp, and we can just sharpen that. Now here that takes us a step up, which should be a B flat because of the key signature that we're thinking of, we're bearing in mind. However, this has been raised by a sharp, so here the flat will be raised a semitone by a natural. So you can either add nothing at all or put your natural in brackets. You could just omit the flat, or you could show that by adding the natural. Next door note, and then to finish we drop a whole octave. Here it's going from G to G, here it's going to go from C to C. So that's all the thinking done, so that's the hard bit done. And so now let's just add the stems. So these will be down, use a ruler by all means. These stems will have to go up because they're below the middle line. All of these stems again, 1 2 3 4. So of course use a ruler. Now this one, we've got a choice. Let's think how this is going to work. This needs to go below, this needs to go below the middle line, so they need to go up. That one can go either way, so this one's outvoted, so these can continue going up. And then there we go. Ooh, kind of missed there. Let's just keep that. Oh dear. More haste, less speed, as my gran used to say. There we go, etc. And so really that's all the work done, but I'm just going to go the extra mile and add all of these other little bits and bobs just to show. So we can have a slur there, let's just earn every single one of those points. There we go, that's that one done. And so now we'll move on to question 6. So we'll referring back to this little extract here, so keep that in view, and then we're going to be referring to these questions here. And so we've just got a little bit of work to do on our performance directions. Remember, this is all of your performance directions from grades 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 accumulated, and so I suggest that you just revise these in a thematic context rather than alphabetical. So all the things that are to do with fast, all the things that are to do with loud, so on, linking words, even colour code them, just however it best sticks in your mind. And so here we've just got a few of these to answer. Adagietto, well, adagio is slow, adagietto is rather slow. Alla misura, in strict time. I'm not sure of the root word meaning, but it looks to me, in my mind, that sort of looks measured. That's just the way I remember that. Sotto voce literally means under the voice, so in an undertone would answer that. Next one, so we need to give the technical names of 2 notes marked in bar 2. So if we look at bar 2, we're looking at X and Y here. They've helpfully told us that we're in C minor, so we've just got to work out what those steps of the scale are. So just sketch out 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And so now we can see what these are. So X We're in the bass clef here is an E flat. Your key signature will take care of all of that though. And Y is a G. So E is the third, which is the mediant. And G is the fifth, which is the dominant. There we go. So let's carry on. All of the notes in bars 5 to 6 can be found in what key? So let's have a look at what we've got here. So this is a bit of a clue here. That is an E, the E flat that's been raised by a natural. So the way we would normally describe that is a raised seventh. So if it's E is the seventh, F is the eighth, F minor would have B flats, E flats, A flats and D flats, which seems to be missing with the E raised. However, you've glanced through, there is no, there we go, there's a D flat as well in bar 6, bars 5 to 6. And so that will give us the clue, the raised seventh, and we're in F minor. There we go. Generally speaking, they're asking us which key has the same key signature as C minor, or you could say what's related to C minor, and that's E flat major. And now we're asked to give the highest note in the melody. We need to name that. Now there's a little bit of a sneaky part here, because you would initially think it's going to be here, because look how high it's gone. However, keep your eyes peeled, pair of glasses, watch out. That's the tenor clef. And so actually that's C, B, A, G, which is here. We've gone much higher than this. So although this looks like the highest note, that is a C, D, E, F, G, A there, above middle C. So that is the highest note, but make sure that you remember to observe this and don't give it the wrong name. You might miss it and give another one of these the name where you've missed that there. So let's just check that again. C, D, E, F, G, A. And of course we have a key signature here, so it's A flats. So there we go, just keep your eyes peeled there. And then here comes the last question, which I think is the easiest 10 marks available in this paper. We've got to write out the chords here to give the cadence. We need to make sure it's a prescribed cadence, so it's got to be either perfect or plagal or imperfect. So you just need to remember those progressions. So if you get a choice of chord, then you choose the one that's appropriate to making a cadence, like an ending. And also you need to just choose which are the harmony notes and which are passing notes or auxiliary notes, just little extras weaving in around the chordal notes. So let's first of all map out our chords. So we need to decide what key we're in. We've got a key signature of F sharps. There's no other sharps, which could be a raised seventh. And we've got lots of G's here as well to confirm our choice of choosing G major. So chord 1 is based on a G, 2, 4 and 5, G, A, B is 3, so C is 4, D is 5. If you find it difficult doing that in your head, you can always use a keyboard. And then you want your first, your third and your fifth. 1, 3, 5 on each of these. Doesn't matter about choosing the position of the bass note, because there is no bass note here, so we can't do that. So first of all, let's look at what we've got here. We've got an A, a C, a B and an A. Now that B doesn't form part of the chord, that's a passing note, just passing through in step. So we've got an A and a C, so that will be best shown in chord 2, and you can see that B isn't part of that. So if you hadn't found it straight away, you'd soon know to discount that as just a passing through, a passing note. So here we've got an F, a D and a C. Now again, that C isn't really part of the chord. If you notice, it's just stepwise movement, filling in the gap between these two notes. That's the passing note, that's not part of your chord. And so we've got an F and a D, and so that's going to be best shown as a chord 5. And then we've got a B and a G, so that's our chord 1. So we've got a nice perfect cadence there. It makes a sort of a ta-da ending, sort of an absolute close. It's quite a strong finish, it's a strong close. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a C, an E and a G, so we can tell we're already heading to a chord 4. There's an E and a C, and that D is just a passing note again, so we know to discount that, so that's a chord 4. So this looks like we're going to a plagal cadence, which is a gentle close. It's sort of like an amen, gentle finish. And here we've got a D and a G, which gives us our chord 1 to confirm that. And that's the end of that question, and it's also the end of that paper. I do hope that that's been helpful to you. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. I hope that you're enjoying this. I certainly am. Please do go to sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.